Now let's answer the question everyone is arguing about. Can Jake Paul's size really beat Gervonta Tank Davis's skill? Later on in this video, we will find out what fans are saying about this matchup, but first, let's have a look at this two men. On one side, you've got Jake, a YouTuber turned boxer with the frame of a cruiserweight, a long reach, and the confidence that only millions of followers can buy. He stands at 6'1", walks into the ring near 200 pounds, and has a reach just over 76 inches. He's younger, bigger, and every time he fights, you see him lean on that physical presence, the stiff jab, the long right hand, the weight behind every shot. And on the other hand, Tank Davis, a pound-for-pound knockout machine, one of the slickest, most explosive fighters of his generation. He stands at 5'5", fighting around 135 to 140 pounds, with a reach that barely scratches 67 inches. But here's the thing, Tank has been boxing since he was 5 years old, 30 wins, 30 fights, 28 knockouts. He doesn't need size to end a fight, he just needs one clean opening. So right there, this isn't just hype, it's the purest version of boxing's oldest debate, size versus skill. Because on November 14th, we're going to find out whether raw power and reach can outmatch elite technique and ring IQ. So let's break it down. Now, let's be fair, Jake Paul does bring some real weapons to the table. First, the obvious one, size. At 6'1" and nearly 200 pounds on fight night, Jake will tower over Tank. His jab isn't just a setup punch, it's a measuring stick, a way to keep smaller fighters at arm's length. And with a 76-inch reach, that's a big arm's length to cover. Second, strength. Every time Jake lands clean, you can feel the weight behind his shots. He's not feather-fisted. He's a natural cruiserweight throwing leather at a lightweight. And third, discipline. In his last few fights, Jake showed he's not just winging wild shots anymore. He's learned to slow the pace, pick his spots, and let the fight come to him. So if he sticks to the jab, keeps it long, and forces Tank to walk through fire just to get inside, Jake's size might actually become a serious problem. Jake Paul's size and power can't be ignored, but across the ring stands a fighter who's made a career out of dismantling bigger men. Tank Davis doesn't rely on size, he relies on pure skill. From the age of 5, he's lived in the boxing ring, and that lifetime of experience shows in every move he makes. 30 fights, 30 wins, and 28 knockouts. That's not luck, that's mastery. Start with his footwork. Tank knows exactly how to cut distance, how to slip inside reach, and how to turn a bigger opponent's height into a disadvantage. Against taller fighters, he doesn't chase, he angles, he pressures, and suddenly that reach advantage disappears. Then there's his counterpunching. Tank thrives on mistakes. A lazy jab, a dropped hand, even the smallest opening, he reads it, times it, and makes you pay instantly. 28 knockouts speak for themselves. One clean counter, and it's lights out. That's why so many great fighters have crumbled against him. While Jake Paul has size, Tank Davis brings footwork, counters, timing, and ring IQ, the kind of tools that prove, in boxing, skill often outweighs pounds on the scale. So when size and skill finally collide, it won't just be about who lands first.
Got a fighter, actual fighter now, like a fighter.
Who is somebody you can see him fighting, like
Me.
a real you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how great
For
I
Jake
am.
Paul, this fight is everything. If he wins, he silences the critics. He's no longer just the YouTuber who tried boxing. He's the man who beat a pound-for-pound superstar. That changes the conversation forever. But if he loses, every doubt comes back. Was it all just hype? Was he simply too big for smaller names until skill finally caught up with him? For Tank Davis, the stakes are just as heavy.
I ain't got no friends in this. Like I ain't got no. You don't see no boxer that on TV that. You feel me? It's just me and my people. That's how we come.
But if he stumbles here, if he loses to someone with only a handful of pro fights, that aura of invincibility takes a massive hit. The critics won't forget, and his legacy would always carry that question mark. So both men step in knowing this. One is fighting to prove he belongs, the other to prove he can't be beaten. And sometimes, The pressure of what's at stake weighs heavier than the gloves themselves. At the end of the day, while we can break down size, skill, and strategy all day long, the boxing world has its own split opinion on how this matchup plays out. So let's hear it directly. Here's what fans are saying about Paul versus Davis.
Breaking news this morning as Netflix has announced a boxing match between Jake Paul and Tank Davis, live from Atlanta this November. The reactions so far have been explosive. Some call it a legendary moment, while others call it an absolute disaster, turning the sport into a circus.
Jake's gonna knock his ass out, bro. Mark my word, this will go down as the fight of the century.
Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Who do you think is winning this fight, Jake Paul or Tank Davis?
Tank all day. Tank Davis, Tank gonna fuck him up.
Tank killing him.
This nigga knocking this nigga out.
He's gonna bust his ass.
Tank Davis is the truth.
So do you think Jake's a real fighter?
Nah.
No, the YouTuber.
He's not a real fighter.
Nah.
Yeah, internet boxer, man. Get the fuck out of here.
We've heard from the fans, we've looked at the risks, and we've broken down the clash of styles. But the real answer only comes under the lights, November 14th. If you love fight breakdowns and want more insight before fight night, hit subscribe and join us here at Boxer's Logic, where we break down every angle of the sport's biggest battles.